I got lots of thoughts. Sometimes they don't make sense. I'm old school. I'm only 33, but I printed this stuff out. Hi everybody, and welcome if you're new. My name is Amanda. This is Carnivorous Me, and this is my journey going from morbidly obese to healthy. I've had a lot of questions over, honestly, all of my videos, and I just realized why not do a kind of Q&A video each week and answer these questions. If one person's asking them, then I know other people are probably thinking it as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love reading your guys' comments, and I go through every comment and answer them personally because you guys took the time to write to me, so I love reading them and responding. The first question's from Leanne, and she asked, what does your doctor say about your diet? My doctor, when I first went to him, was skeptical. In the end, after I had already been on it for a month and explained to him I went from not being able to walk to walking and the weight I'd lost, he agreed to follow me. He was concerned about my elevated triglycerides and LDL cholesterol, so he sent me to a cardiologist, and I'll put that video here. The cardiologist gave me a big old thumbs up for doing the diet. He actually does like a ketovore version of himself, and I will go back in a few months. I actually have some blood work due for him that I need to get done soon. I think there's just a lot of misconceptions in the healthcare field about how much diet impacts us. Most PCPs just send you to a nutritionist, and the nutritionist just tells you whatever they were taught in school. So, you know, I go back in less than 2 weeks, and I will do an update video on what he says this time, because this will be 4 months after I've started, and he hasn't seen me in almost 3. Our next question is from Blessed Beyond Measure. She asked, how long did it take for me to start losing on Carnivore? I started losing weight right away, but there's some context behind that. I was 360 pounds. I had been eating carbs. I jumped head first into Carnivore. Literally cake one day and Carnivore the next. My first week, I lost 12 or some pounds. I don't remember now, but most of it was edema. I had severe swelling in my lower extremities because my body was so inflamed. Between eating the massive amount of salt with the combination of the massive amount of carbohydrates, my body retained so much fluid. So in the beginning, I lost a lot of weight. And I'm not saying it was fat, I'm saying weight, because whether it's water weight or fat weight, it's still my body carrying it. Everybody's gonna be different. Brody asked, how do you go with bowel movements and sleep now? It's 1,000 times better. On the standard American diet, I would oscillate between having diarrhea and constipation, and it would fluctuate all the time. It was terrible. No matter what, my stomach and my GI system were just upset. My sleep was terrible. I couldn't lay on my back. I was snoring. I would actually aspirate on acid in the middle of the night. Like I'd have GERD, and it would literally, I'd just kind of like vomit in my mouth, and then I'd be laying on my back and I'd aspirate, and I literally would wake up thinking I was choking to death because my throat would close up from trying to protect my airway. So that's gone. I don't snore anymore unless I'm sick. I can lay on my back. I have no GERD, so my sleep, when I sleep, I actually get into REM sleep now. And I go to the bathroom once a day or every other day now, and 0 issues. And the icing on the cake for this is Right Brain is tall and slender, but he snored like an 800-pound man. I kid you not. He's lost 25-ish pounds doing Carnivore because he started with me. He snores so much less now, and there's nights he doesn't snore at all. Sometimes I have to worry that if he's like stopped breathing in his sleep because I can't hear him snoring. So that's better. Shelly asked, were you an insulin diabetic? I was not an insulin diabetic. I only took glucophage, metformin. It's the same thing. I forgot which one's the brand name of it. That stuff made me so ill. So anyways, no, I was not an insulin diabetic. Yes, there are plenty of insulin diabetics that start with Carnivore or start keto and then go Carnivore and get off insulin. The if you just read through the comments, you can see people with their stories. They're beautiful and amazing. Julia asked, do I feel satisfied with the amount of food I eat? 100%. When I first started, I ate 3 times a day. I had snacks, and then after a few weeks, I ate twice a day, and then now I eat once a day, sometimes twice a day. I find probably at least 3 or 4 days a week I only eat 1 meal a day, and I eat until I'm satiated, not full. It's a huge difference. Pretty much when my brain, I just eat slow, and my brain says, I'm not hungry anymore, I stop. This is not my full point anymore. And I can go 24 hours between meals and be fine. So the long answer, that was the long answer. Short answer is yes, I feel 100% satiated. All right, Jenny asked, do I combine fasting with carnivore? Yes, not intentionally right now. I just only eat when I am physically hungry, not mentally hungry. So I find that a lot of times I will go almost 24 hours between meals just because I eat, I'm not hungry, and by the time I'm hungry the next day I'm ready to eat again. So there's some fasting. I do plan on incorporating, as time progresses, some longer fasts, eventually getting up to 48-hour fasts. This is to induce autophagy, which will help with my skin and kind of picks up, so it's like a recycling process for picking up extra cells in our bodies. I'll have a link for a video below on it. It's really interesting if you haven't heard about it. I have had this question so many times, I finally decided to actually address it. My husband, I call him Right Brain. It is a nickname, that is not his real name. It is because he is much more analytical than I. He's very straight thinking, and I am more creative. So he gets to be right brain, I get to be left brain, and that is why I call him Right Brain. His actual name is Scott, and you probably still will hear me call him Right Brain most of the time, just because I think it's an adorable nickname. Quilter in the Woods said that she's been stumbling a lot. I just don't know what to do. Any thoughts? To that, I have to say, are you being honest with yourself? Are you looking internally? Are you assessing why these trips and stumbles are happening? Are you setting yourself up for success? An example would be going to the grocery store hungry. That is just like the #1 thing that we can do to make ourselves fail. Why even do it? Are you like a chip addict and you have this kind of stuff in your house? Are you letting yourself wander near the chip aisle when you go to the grocery store? You know, whatever that trigger food is for you. Set yourself up for success, and it makes these other things just so much more simple. Are you doing these things and then self-sabotaging yourself? And if you are, why? And that is something that we just have to sit down and look internally what the reason is. My reason I used to self-sabotage was I saw myself as a failure. I looked at myself through the lens of how the world saw me as fat, useless, and not a worthwhile human being. So I treated myself that way. And someone that views somebody like that, why would they put any attempt or effort in? And on top of that, are you lying to yourself? And what I mean by this is, are you telling yourself that you're gonna do XYZ, but then you never actually do XYZ? Whether it's put the dishes up, or put a broom back in the closet, or clean up the paper on your desk. These are the small things that, as we say we're gonna do them and don't do them, they're lies. And if you did that to someone else, they become resentful. Well, guess what? We become resentful inside, and then that kind of leads down the path of self-sabotage. Do you have people around you who aren't supporting you? Family, friends? Are you trying to go down this path and they're pulling you the other way? Are you trying to do carnivore and they're like, no, you need to be a vegan, or no, you need to eat vegetables, or whatever? Find people who support you. And the people who don't, you just be very direct with them. I don't need your opinion. I'm doing what I'm doing. End of story. Pam said, I hate straight up water. It's so boring. What do I drink? The short answer is water. The better answer is you need to trade out your soda addiction for something else. My suggestion is things like LaCroix or AHA, their sparkling water. No sugar, no artificial sweeteners of any kind. It is literally bubbly water. I Googled Pepsi Max and it has aspartame in it, and no wonder water doesn't taste good to you. It actually chemically changes our taste buds. And I think once you get off that for a few weeks, you're gonna find stuff tastes better. You're gonna like the flavor of water more. And that's my biggest suggestion. Sonia asked how I drink my coffee. I have a what I ate video, I think, showing this, but I just do straight up coffee and I pour in heavy cream, mix and drink. I do no artificial sweeteners. I don't do any sweeteners of any kind. It's literally coffee, heavy cream, that's it. Bridget asked what I eat in a day and how to start carnivore for the first week. I eat meat, I eat cheeses, high quality cheeses, butter. That is about it in a day. It just, varies whether I have a steak or eggs and bacon. It fluctuates. You can find more in the what I ate videos if you want to see specifics. How to start carnivore the first week. Empty the stuff out of your house that you are not supposed to eat. I'm talking condiments. I'm talking whatever it is that triggers you and that is in your face. If it's not there, you are 10 times less likely to eat it or take a little bite of it. So get that out of your face. If you can't stand to throw it away, put it in a basket, take it to a friend's house, ask them to babysit it for 30 days. And I promise you, if you continue this for 30 days, you're gonna go back to it and say, you know what, keep it, throw it, I don't want it anymore. Second, plan out what you're going to eat. I, myself, and Right Brain like to do Costco runs. We will go once a week. We pretty much buy all the meat for the entire week. I have a video showing us, vacuum sealing each thing individual servings. That helps a lot. The night before, take it out, put it in the refrigerator, or the morning of and let it thaw. Plan what you're gonna eat. Do not let yourself get hungry. That is the big thing, is when you get hungry, in the beginning, you will crave instant gratification through carbs. Do not worry about fasting. Please do not worry about fasting in the beginning. If you are just starting this, you are not fat adapted, and fasting will just throw you off track. It will put your body in starvation mode because it doesn't have the process set up to go from body fat to turning it into energy for use. So you're just putting yourself in a starvation mode when you fast and you are not fat adapted. Eat when you're hungry. That might be 5 times a day the first week. That might be twice. Eat when you're hungry, not mentally hungry, but physically hungry. You have to learn in these first few weeks what the difference is between that boredom hunger and then the actual physical hunger. As I said before, I initially was eating 3 to 5 times a day my first week because I'd have my 3 square meals a day, and then I'd be peckish and I'd have a bite of cheese here and there. Do not let yourself get hungry in the beginning. You will fall off because your body wants instant fuel, and it knows instant fuel is sugar and carbs. This week, what really motivated me and inspired me was there was a comment. They said that you didn't gain weight in a short amount of time. So how do you expect to get to the finish line so much faster? And that was a huge perspective change for me. It took me 17, 18 years to get 360 pounds. How in the world can I expect to lose all of that weight within just months? And I don't, but what it did do for me is it moved that goalpost of, my ideal weight a heck of a lot closer than where I had been imagining it. I was like, 6, 12 months out, it's so far. But in the perspective of, it took me 17 years to get there. 6 or 12 months is a friggin' breeze. Thank you guys for listening. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. Every video, I'll take a week at a time and I'll pull out the questions, and we'll do this every week of what questions you guys have. I appreciate all your encouragement and encouraging others. I really appreciate all the other comments to people that are helping encourage them along their journeys as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I do absolutely love reading your guys' comments, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. All right, I'm getting ready to start the video. Can you guys hear that? Every time I get ready, Rosie has to have some water. It's hilarious. Rosie, why are you so noisy? If you wrote this, tell me. Because if one person